This is, I think, the third time TANGA ODOI, the head of Electoral Commission NRM, is coming out to cry loud about the PLU charlatans. TANGA ODOI came out to sound a sound warning to those who aligned with General Moses Kainerugaba that NRM is still there and is still in the lead. TANGA ODOI said these statements.
Before about PLU. PLU is not a political party group. PLU is a pressure group within NRM. It is putting NRM on tenterhooks to do things better. And to me, I have no problem. They don't even step on my activity. They don't even intervene. They front candidates quietly. And once the candidate is NRM subscribing to the pressure group, I have no problem with them. But I must also take this opportunity to tell members who are up country, especially in PLU, who pretend to have more power than even the center, that calm down, go slow.
That is TANGA ODOI. Let me first decode the statements of TANGA ODOI and what they mean. One, there is a force within PLU that wants to take over the leadership. It is very clear. And there is a transition that the system wants to enact from General Kaguta Museveni to his son, which will be the most unfortunate event and the most unlikely event happens. But when I see professor like TANGA ODOI, well learned, who understands what is going in a country, the one cheering on the authoritarian, I feel so bad. In fact, having 10 TANGA ODOIs, I rather have a Chapati Sera who you know how it feels so bad that a person who is supposed to know and act a certain way, a person who has a lot of knowledge without using it, is a total loss. You rather be with someone who doesn't have knowledge and who doesn't know what is going on so that you can teach him. A person like TANGA ODOI very well knows that under our constitution, a serving army officer is not supposed to comment about politics, make political pressure or to be partisan. But he comes out to speak about it. Every time he comes out to speak, PLU, etc., encouraging on the unconstitutional tendencies. Kizza Besigye one time came out to say that one of the greatest burden of this nation are the elites who know everything, who are well traveled, who are well exposed, but they continue cheering on bad things which are outside the constitution. So in the purpose of this video, I've come to show you the incompetence and the hypocrisy of TANGA ODOI, what it means for our politics, and most importantly, the study materials you can learn from the politics of our nation. But before I do this, I want to let you know that if you're into this channel, please subscribe. If you're watching this video from a different platform, please head on to YouTube, type in Sula Mawagari. There's a lot of content of this nature. If geopolitics and economics is what you want, this will be definitely the right channel for you to subscribe to. One, TANGA ODOI was my teacher at Makerere. I think maybe the institution was not paying well, so he went in the NRM Electoral Commission. But one thing I want to agree is, at a person on the level of TANGA ODOI knows the problems of our country, but decided to look the other way around. In fact, I've read throughout history, allies have never brought a revolution in the good. Even in 1980 Bush War, most of the people who were on the front of fighting for freedom, majority of them, 98%, were not allies. But they had the country at heart. Or TANGA ODOI coming out to make those comments on PLU, it confirms one thing, that PLU was built to take over from General Museveni. So as a person who comes from the main NRM, he wants to show that they are still strong. But also that points out that NRM, most especially General Kaguta Museveni, because I believe there is no NRM without General Kaguta Museveni, he still wants to lead. And I keep on telling people that there is no day, for as long as General Museveni is still alive, that he will see him reaching power even to his own son. There is no day, for as long as he's alive, there is no day he will come out to relinquish power, even to his own son, for as long as he's alive. So as TANGA ODOI is still fighting for the NRM soul, but what pains more, he would have addressed the core issue of the general starting a political party, because TANGA ODOI started on government money. So he ought to serve the country very well. He ought to say the right things. He ought to fight for the constitution, and he doesn't do so. Very many people within the NRM who are very well studied, who knows the problem at heart, keep quiet as our country is being taken to the dogs. And for me, I feel so bad When a person like TANGA ODOI continues to handle himself like a kindergarten kid, truth is PLU must be condemned. General MUHOOZ should be in jail for participating in politics, for being partisan. And those are the same people TANGA ODOI is trying to warn that, hey, the NRM is still there, don't, you are not PLU more than the general, somehow cheering the authoritarian, but also giving thumbs up to the PLU for checking the NRM, which is unfortunate. Of course, as Papi and Menos, truly, Mr. Makinde, Kavisulaiman Magal. If you're into this channel, please subscribe, like, and comment so that I'm motivated to do more of such videos. I'll see you on another one. Peace.